Do you need one of these, a dropper? Many of you would argue yes. Yes, you do. But do you? Do you really? Well, today we're going to try and find out. I've had a dropper on my bike since about 2011 and I've not looked back, but there are still many people out there who don't run them. So today we're going to find out. With so many new bikes these days out on the shelves, almost coming with a dropper as standard, we've kind of forgotten what it was like to ride without one. So today I'm going to do a little bit of a comparison. I'm going to do a run or a loop, if you like, which has a good bit of downhill and uphill. I'm going to do it with a dropper and without a dropper, and we'll sort of see, we'll compare, contrast and take it into account. But first, let's look at those practicalities. Let's talk costs then, because even a budget dropper is going to cost around the £100 mark. Now that's going to be fairly basic cable actuated. We're not even talking going up to hydraulic or even electronic, which can set you back hundreds of pounds. So you've got to ask yourself, one, have you got the spare cash? Do you really need it? And is it going to make a difference to your riding? Or is that solid seat post with a cheap quick release clamp on the seat post there, just putting it up and down every now and again, going to be good enough? Food for thought. Usability then, following on from that solid seat post idea, having the old solid seat post and a quick release, well, it's not very friendly when you're out riding, is it? Stopping and starting, putting the seat up and down, trying to get it in the right place, faffing around, when you could just do this. Boom. It also kind of messes up the flow of the trail. You don't want to be riding along with all your buddies and they carry on and you're like, boys, girls, wait there. Fiddle, 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 drop it down. Oh, got to the end at the bottom of a climb, back up. It's not a great way to go. However, to play devil's advocate, if you're smashing park laps, getting the uplift back up and just charging downhill, well then, it might be worth that other way, that solid seat post, which you can just slam and get out of the way. This one's more for the weight weenies out there, all my XC dudes and dudettes who are looking to save the grams. There's no denying that a dropper, it does weigh a certain amount, obviously depending upon which one you get, especially if over that solid seat post. And if you go for a carbon solid seat post, well then the weight difference is night and day. So if you are trying to save the pounds and shed the weight here, there and everywhere, well then a dropper's probably not the way to go. But be warned, if you're going to ride XC with that seat stuck up, it can be pretty wild. Finally, on my little list of pros and cons about droppers is the mechanical side of things. They're another moving part of your bike, so it means there's another thing to maintain and keep on top of. So if you're not very tech savvy, or you need to pay someone to do your mechanics, well, that's something worth thinking about. And it's just another expense potentially there as well, because obviously you've got to pay to keep it running nice and smooth. So bear that in mind as well when you are buying a dropper post, or just thinking of putting one back on. All right, enough of the practicalities. We're at the top of the trails now. I've got the dropper on, I'm going to be using it this run, so putting it up when I get to the flats or the climbs maybe, and then dropping it back down for the jumps and the steeps. So I think we should drop in before we get to the bottom and mix it up. I'll see you in a bit. Beautiful. Oh, look at that, lovely. Press of a button, seat up right where you want it every time. Easy peasy. Right then, we're back at the top and it's round two. As you may notice, the dropper is gone, the solid seat post is on, But as the first bit of this trail is downhill, it does mean I've already got to do this, look. So this is already, not a faff, but like, that's as low as she's going. Slam it down. Let's see how run number 2 goes. See you in a bit. No droppers, no problem. Beautiful, up. Okay, the uphill section and already no dropper. Coming towards the uphill and it's about now I'd press the dropper button and that ain't doing much. So we're going standing. I do kind of wish I had a dropper right now. Woo. Feel the burn. This is not very comfortable. My legs are on fire. Right, I'm gonna have to concede that I'm gonna have to put the seat up because it's just not comfortable. It's killing my back. It's hard graft. It's also just, it's just not as efficient. There's no sort of bit to it, but I won't go into it too much. Let's take this up. Ultimate climbing mode. I've not marked it, so roughly about there. Let's finish this climb, finish the loop. We'll conclude at the top. Oh, pure comfort. Oh, happy day. See you later. My knees are no longer screaming out for me to stop, which is quite nice. Look at that. I have pressed the dropper button a few times to no avail. Hey. Right, it's getting a bit steeper here. Now before I drop my seat about now to get up out the saddle and move it easier, obviously can't do that now. Lost a bit of a pedal stroke there, but hey ho, home stretch. Whew. Excuse me, sniffles. Right, there we have it then. Oh bloody thing, I just went to press the drum. The second loop done and dusted. Let's take a sit down and conclude and sort of go over the findings of what the back-to-back comparison was like. Conclusion time then. Well, let's start with the dropper post. I mean, the benefits of it far outweigh the negatives. All right, if you are looking to save that weight and you are looking to save some money, then yes, it's probably worth going for the solid seat post, but just the ease of being able to put it up and down exactly when you want to at the press of a button, well, I think, you know, that far outweighs any negative point for me. But like I said, we'll play both sides. The solid seat post. Negative, it is a faff putting it up and down. And actually this one here, interestingly, I couldn't drop it quite low enough. And if I chopped some off the bottom to make it drop all the way down out of the way, then I couldn't put it up quite high enough. So actually, it still didn't even really work for there. Plus side, it is, I weighed them, I don't have the exact weights, but holding them hand by hand, this is probably a third, if not a quarter of the weight, and it's aluminium. So if you were to go carbon, if you're one of those XC kind of guys and girls out there, well then huge weight savings. Do you know what though? I did notice actually when throwing it around a little bit and moving it about on the jumps, that's terrible English, the lighter weight out back meant that the bike was a bit snappier, a bit more maneuverable. But I think I gotta say, on the whole, droppers, do you need them, don't you need them? I think you kind of do. They're the best way to go to get the most out of your bike these days, but I'm done. I've put in the laps, I've had some fun. I hope you have too watching this video, but I'm out of here. Happy riding everybody. Let me know what you thought in the comments below, and I'll catch you next time.